Hello, good evening and welcome to TC Network. I am Tingli Tim Hokip bringing you today's news. Today's top headlines include Manipur government restore heavy vehicle traffic movement on National Highway to post IED blast incident. Second phase of Lok Sabha election for Outer Manipur constituency conducted successfully. Tripura Manipur sees breeze voting. Less than 40% turnout in Maharashtra, Bihar. News in details. First, that news. The Kangpokpi District Administration's lightning-fast response brought life back into heavy vehicle traffic along the Asian Highway within just 24 hours of a devastating bomb blast at the Saparmaina Bridge on April 24 at 12:30 a.m., rescuing countless essential commodities-laden trucks from perilous standstills. The district magistrate, DC Kangpokpi, Mahesh Chaudhary, had enacted a crucial measure by suspending all types of heavy vehicular traffic between Saparmaina and Kaubru Laikha on National Highway 2 with an aim to preempt any potential hazards and prioritizing the safety of commuters and the general public. Only unladen light vehicles and those with lighter passengers loads were granted passage under stringent regulations until the diversion road was completed. With SP Kangpokpi Manoj Prabhakar at the helm, the district police executed flawless traffic management from Saparmaina to Kaubru Laikha on the highway. Simultaneously, Subdivisional Magistrate Saitu Gampazol Bautin Saikipgen kept a close watch as the NHI DCL team diligently restored a diversion road. By 4 p.m. this afternoon, heavy vehicle traffic was back on track, all thanks to the tireless collaboration between the district administration, district police, and the NHI-DCL team. Their swift completion of 2 diversion roads, one near the bridge and another along the riverside, made it possible. The suspected IED's blast triggered by unidentified miscreants left the bridge at the existing CH 287 to 370 of National Highway 2 between Saparmaina and Kaubru Laikha with significant damage, leaving behind 3 ominous craters. Following the resumption of heavy vehicle traffic, a fleet of trucks loaded with essential goods stranded along the highway near Hingbung village and the neighboring Senapati district, gradually starting their journey onward. As scheduled by the Election Commission of India, the second phase of election for one seat in the Outer Manipur was conducted today, the 26th of April 2024, from 7 in the morning till 5 in the evening, where the election was conducted smoothly without any unwanted disturbances. The second phase of Lok Sabha election was conducted in the Outer Manipur constituency at 40 Jirebam, 42 Tengnopal, 43 Pungyar, 44 Krol, 45 Chingai, 47 Karong, 48 Mao, 49 Tadubi, 53 Tamenglong, 54 Nungba, 55 Tipaimuk, and 56 Tanlon respectively. The poll percentage is still not yet announced by the election personnel. However, in Tamenglong, Senapati, Chandel, Tengnopal, Firjol, Ukrol, Kamjong, None, and Jiribam, the poll percentage was reported to be 60 as per information received at 3 p.m. The first phase of the Outer Manipur constituency Lok Sabha election was conducted on the 19th of April 2024 at 30 Lilong, 31 Taubal, 32 Wangkhem, 33 Hayrok, 34 Wangjing, Tentha, 35 Hangabok, 36 Wapgai, 37 Kakching, 38 Hiyanglam, 39 Suknu, 41 Chandel ST, 46 Saikul ST, 50 Kangpokpi, 51 Saitu ST, 57 Hinglip ST, 58 Churachandpur ST, 59 Saikot ST, and 60 Singat ST respectively. Firjol district, which falls under Outer Manipur constituency, consists of Assembly Segment 55 Tipaimuk and 56 Tanlon, wherein 55 Tipaimuk there are 37 polling stations, and in 56 Tanlon there are 41 polling stations, and 234 polling personnel were deployed at Firjol district for election duty. In 55 Tipaimuk ST-AC, there are 2 critical polling stations and 2 vulnerable polling stations, whereas in 56 Tanlon ST-AC, there are 5 critical polling stations and 6 vulnerable polling stations. For the 16 polling stations in 55 Tipaimuk, the polling personnel and voting machines like EVM machine, ballot unit, control unit, and VVPAT were airdropped through helicopter. After the conclusion of the voting session today, the polling personnel and machines were dropped back to Churachandpur via helicopter again. For the 18 Lok Sabha election duty in the 78 polling station in Firjol district, 900 security personnel comprising of Manipur Police, IRB and Central Armed Police Force were stationed in the district. As per the Election Commission of India, there will be 7 phases of Lok Sabha election throughout the whole country. In total, 102 Lok Sabha seats across 21 states and union territories conducted the first phase of Lok Sabha election on April 19. Phase 3 will be conducted on May 7. Phase 4 will be conducted on May 13. Phase 5 will be conducted on May 20. Phase 6 will be conducted on May 25. And Phase 7 will be conducted on June 1, and counting of votes will be done on 4th June. 1,428 candidates will contest for 88 seats in 13 states or union territories in the second phase of the Lok Sabha election. In Manipur, for the Outer Manipur ST constituency, there are 4 candidates, namely INC Alfred Kangam S. Arthur, NPF Kachui Timothy Zimik, Independent Ellison Abomai, and Independent S. Khozon. In the Outer Manipur Parliamentary Constituency second phase Lok Sabha election, 857 polling stations were used across the state, and 4,000 security personnel comprising of state police personnel and 87 company of 7 Central Armed Police Force were deployed in the various polling stations. Today at around 1:30 p.m., Don Bosco Higher Secondary School conducted Career Guidance Cum Entrepreneurship Seminar program at its school premises. First of all, based on the topic Entrepreneurship and its scope in Churachandpur, Ebenezer Thick, proprietor, MEDA and business strategists shared valuable lessons and ideas. He said that to be a successful entrepreneur, aspirants must be deeply rooted and dedicated with their interest field. The saying, capital or money is the most important key factor to be an entrepreneur is false and unacceptable, and he also clarifies in this false belief we all inculcate. One of the important key factors to be a successful entrepreneur is to have a decent business model. In the second session of the program, based on the topic, Importance of Career Planning in Our Society, Reverend Dr. V. Lalngakthang, Secretary Joy United, shared valuable words. He teaches the students important life lessons from the story of Saint Don Bosco. Mention may be made that the MEDA Coaching Institute had taken up various steps in promoting career guidance programs and others to help the educated youths in their field of education and job hunting journey since 2021. Yesterday evening around 5:30 p.m., a Kuki country met Pumpi accidentally blast when the Meiteis, unaware of what it is, attempted to tear it down at Langgol housing complex, where one Meitei was seriously injured during the accidental Pumpi blast incident. Langgol housing complex is situated at Infal West District under Lamphel Police Station jurisdiction. The victim of the Pumpi blast was identified as one Pot Sangbom Bikram, 36, son of Gita of Langgol housing complex. Bikram was said to hail from Type 3F sector. As per report, the victim saw an iron pipe inside the deserted Kuki house, which he tries to cut it with an electric grinder, and during the process, the Kuki country met Pumpi blast, leading to his injury. On receiving the news, the Lamphel police rushed to the incident site, where they investigated the matter and further patrolled the surrounding quarter houses, where they said to have recovered more explosive. The bomb disposal squad disposed the recovered residues of country met Pumpi and the others at a garbage dumping site at 6:45 p.m. and the recovered explosives were safely detonated at around 7:41 p.m., said the source. National news. The voting for the second phase of the Lok Sabha elections 2024 is currently underway on 88 constituencies across 12 states and a union territory. The electrifying election campaign for the second phase ended at 5 p.m. on Wednesday, with top leaders of the BJP-led NDA and the opposition India bloc using all their might to woo voters to their fold. 1,206 candidates from 12 states and union territories, along with 4 candidates from the Outer Manipur Parliamentary Constituency, will contest elections in Phase 2 of the Lok Sabha elections, the Election Commission of India said. As per the poll commission, a total of 2,633 nominations were filed for 89 parliamentary constituencies across 13 states and union territories, going for polls in Phase 2 for the Lok Sabha elections. The last date for filing nominations for Phase 2 was April 4. After the scrutiny of 2,633 nominations filed, 1,428 nominations were found to be valid. The last date for withdrawal of candidates for all 12 states and union territories was April 8. The first phase of the polling covered 102 constituencies of 21 states and union territories. 10 states and union territories were fully covered, while 11 states and union territories were partially covered. The Election Commission announced that the voting of the 18 Lok Sabha will commence on April 19. As per the Election Commission announcement, the result of the Lok Sabha elections will be declared on June 4. Brisk voting in 88 constituencies across 13 states in the second phase of the Lok Sabha polls is underway. Madhya Pradesh and Bihar have registered a high voter turnout. Data available till 1 p.m. shows, however, Maharashtra recorded just 31.77% turnout, which is the lowest of all states. In this round of polls, 1,202 candidates, including 1,098 male and 102 female, and 2 transgender contestants, are vying for a seat in the Lok Sabha, the lower house of the Indian Parliament. Polling is taking place in Kerala for all 20 seats, Karnataka 14 of the 28 seats, Rajasthan 13 seats, Maharashtra 8 seats, Uttar Pradesh 8 seats, Madhya Pradesh 6 seats, Assam 5 seats, and Bihar 5 seats. Voting is also taking place in Chhattisgarh 3, West Bengal 3, Manipur 1, Tripura 1, and Jammu and Kashmir 1. Voting in Madhya Pradesh, Bital, which was scheduled to be held on April 26, was shifted to the third phase on May 7, following the death of Bahujan Samaj Party candidate Ashok Balawi. Congress leaders Rahul Gandhi and Shashi Tharoor, Union Minister Rajiv Chandrasekhar of the BJP, and actor-turned-politicians Hema Malini and Arun Govil are among some of the prominent candidates of the ballot today. Former Chief Minister H.D. Kumaraswamy accused the ECI of not ensuring transparency in parliamentary elections in the Bengaluru rural constituency and alleged that the Congress candidate had distributed gift coupons with QR codes to voters. He also claimed that Janata Dal secular and BJP workers were attacked when they tried to prevent distribution of the material. Meanwhile, the Election Commission had issued notice to BJP chief JP Nadda on complaints of poll code violations by PM Modi during his election rally speech. A similar notice was also issued to Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge over complaints by the BJP against Rahul Gandhi. Kharge also wrote to Modi after the PM's repeated attacks on Congress manifesto, saying that Modi was being misinformed and offered to meet him in person to explain the manifesto. Department of Information and Publicity Kuki in Manipur had issued a public notification appealing all the Kuki-Zo communities to observe May 3 a Kuki-Zo Awakening Day. In its notification, the Kuki in Manipur, in its executive resolution met on 26 April 2024, has decided to declare May 3 a Kuki-Zo Awakening Day. To that regard, the Kuki in Manipur would like to appeal to all concerned bodies and authorities of the Kuki-Zo people and the general public to observe May 3, 2024 under the theme Kuki-Zo Awakening Day. May 3, 2024 marks the first year of the ethnic genocide of the Kuki-Zo people by the majority Métis. It will be remembered as a date of great awakening for the Kukkijo people from the ruins of the systematic persecution and oppression of our people under the Manipur state government towards revolutionary transformation of our land and our society, added the release. International news. President Joe Biden said Wednesday that he was immediately rushing badly needed weaponry to Ukraine as he signed into law a $95 billion war aid measure that also includes assistance for Israel, Taiwan, and other global hotspots. The announcement marked an end to the long, painful battle with Republicans in Congress over urgently needed assistance for Ukraine, with Biden promising that U.S. weapons shipment would begin making the way into Ukraine in the next few hours. "We rose to the moment, we came together, and we got it done," Biden said at a White House event to announce the bill signing. "Now we need to move fast, and we are, but significant damage has been done to the Biden administration's effort to help Ukraine repel Russia's invasion during the funding impasse that dates back to August, when the Democratic president made his first emergency spending request for Ukraine. Even with a burst of new weapons and ammunition, it's unlikely Ukraine will immediately recover after months of setbacks." Biden immediately approved sending Ukraine $1 billion in military assistance, the first installment from about $61 billion allocated for Ukraine. The package includes air defense capabilities, artillery rounds, armored vehicles, and other weapons to shore up Ukraine's forces, who have seen morale sink as Russian President Vladimir Putin has racked up win after win. Meanwhile, Ukraine for the first time has begun using long-range ballistic missiles provided secretly by the United States, bombing a Russian military airfield in Crimea last week and Russian forces in another occupied area overnight, American officials confirmed Wednesday. The U.S. is providing more of the Army Tactical Missile System, known as ATACMS, in the new military package, according to one official who was not authorized to comment and spoke on the condition of anonymity. Still, longer term, it remains uncertain if Ukraine, after months of losses and massive damage to its infrastructure, can make enough progress to sustain American political support before burning through the latest influx of money. White House National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan cautioned that even as new U.S. aid flows into Ukraine, it's possible that Russia will continue to make tactical gains in the weeks ahead. "The fact is that it's going to take some time for us to dig out the hole that was created by 6 months of delay," he said. Tucked into the measure is a provision that gives TikTok's Beijing-based parent company, ByteDance, 9 months to sell it or face a nationwide prohibition in the United States. The administration and a bipartisan group of lawmakers have called the social media site a growing national security concern, which ByteDance denies. Russia issued a fresh terrifying warning to NATO after Poland said to be ready to place nuclear warheads on its territory. Sergei Ryabkov, the Russian deputy foreign minister, told the Western military alliance that the deployment of nuclear weapons near his country's border would be seen as a security threat by the Kremlin and turn them into a target. Poland, which is already considered one of the European nations that Putin may be eyeing up as his next target, was at the receiving end of Ryabkov's warning. Speaking to Russian state-run TASS news agency, the official said after explaining a nuclear mission near his country's border would be considered a threat, let alone permanent deployment, hotheads in Warsaw are speaking about. This threat came after Polish President Andrzej Duda said in an interview published this week by FAQ that it would be ready to host NATO allies' nuclear weapons. Duda said, "If there were a decision by our allies to deploy nuclear weapons within the nuclear sharing, also on our territory in order to strengthen the security of NATO's eastern flank, we are ready." A similar decision is in response to Kremlin relocating some of its tactical nuclear warheads to Belarus, its most loyal ally in Europe, neighboring Ukraine, 2 Baltic states, and Poland. This is the first time since the Soviet era that Russia has deployed nuclear weapons beyond its borders and several hundred miles closer to NATO territory. It marks a major escalation in the threat Moscow poses to the West. Mr. Ryabkov hasn't been the only official close to the Kremlin to voice Vladimir Putin's position on the potential relocation of nuclear warheads. This is the first time since the Soviet era that Russia has deployed nuclear weapons beyond its border and several hundred miles closer to NATO territory. It marks a major escalation in the threat Moscow poses to the West. Ryabkov hasn't been the only official close to the Kremlin to voice Vladimir Putin's position on the potential relocation of nuclear warheads. Russian Foreign Ministry spokesperson Maria Zakharova doubled down on the threats, saying any U.S. missiles in Poland could become target should a Russia-NATO showdown happen. She said, "It is not difficult to assume that if American nuclear weapons appear on Polish territory, the corresponding objects will immediately join the list of legitimate targets for destruction in the case of direct military conflict with NATO." That is all for today's news, and have a pleasant evening ahead.